In this video tutorial, you will learn how to configure the device polling via ModbusRTU and ModbusTCP protocols. Before you start working with the configuration, we recommend you to watch the video tutorial opening and saving of configuration file. After successful opening of configuration file, move to System Parameters section. For successful external devices polling via ModbusRTU protocol, the Serial Protocols tab shall contain at least one ModbusRTU client protocol. Depending on the number of used RS-485 ports, there may be one or two protocols. ModbusRTU may be added or deleted using the buttons on the toolbar. For every protocol in the ModbusRTU client parameters area, check the checkboxes to choose servers or devices our IED will be polling. If setting area is gray, it means that the connection with the server is already configured via other RS-485 port, or via Modbus TCP protocol. Server polling parameters can be found in the Modbus Clients section. For external devices polling via Modbus TCP protocol, the Ethernet Protocols tab shall contain at least one Modbus TCP client protocol. There may be several protocols, one protocol for each server. Use toolbar buttons to add and delete protocols. The protocol-enabled checkbox shall be checked in every protocol parameter. If needed, change server IP address and port through additional parameters, and check the appropriate checkbox to set the used server. Server settings can also be found in the Modbus Clients section. For polling devices via Modbus TCP protocol, make sure that the IP address of the corresponding Ethernet port in the Communication Parameters tab is configured for the same network as IP addresses of the servers that were configured earlier in the Ethernet Protocols tab. When polling via RS-485 interface, set the corresponding ModbusRTU client protocols for RS-485 ports, and configure other parameters. IED network address is configured in accordance with the project, based on the rule that there shall be no devices with the same network addresses. Watch IED network parameters video tutorial to know how to do this. There shall be at least one V-input Modbus virtual module in Modules section for the binary signals received from polled devices to be used in IEDs logic. If necessary, names of the received signals in the existing modules can be changed. And also set pulse mode for all module signals, then the received signal will be reset after its processing, and pulse length will be 5 milliseconds. If there are no free signals in the virtual modules, you can add modules from the library. Add the analog input Modbus module to receive analog values, V-input Modbus for binary signals. Let's move to the Modbus Clients section to configure the polling of external devices. Servers are located to the left side, parameters in the center. Click the servers node with the right mouse button to open the context menu, and select the appropriate command to add a new server. Maximum possible quantity of servers, 32. Select the server and then configure its parameters in the central area. Server name. Device address according to Modbus protocol. Response time after request. Reconnect time, or the period by the end of which the server is reconnected, if earlier there were errors or the connection with the server was not established. Number of errors following each other, which will indicate that the connection was lost. Byte order, which shall be set according to data storage type in the polled device. Little endian. Big endian. Mixed endian. After that, for the selected server, add data set through the context menu, opened by pressing the right mouse button. There may be several datasets if it is necessary. Dataset name, retry period, and number of repeat requests in case of a communication error are specified in the parameters of the selected set. After that, the necessary request functions are added to the dataset from the provided list. For example, let's check out the setting of reading function 1 and recording function 15. Use the buttons below to add and delete requested data. Numeric parameters of data may be displayed in hexadecimal or decimal format. The one function has the following parameters. Parameter number in the data set is specified automatically. Element type parameter, where you can select a type of data storage on server device. We recommend you to fill out the name parameter for easier data recognition. Parameter mask has a default value of 65,535 in decimal format, which means that with this mask all requested data bits will be received. The mask can be changed if it is necessary. For your convenience, we recommend you to give names to logical 0 and logical 1 signal states. Specify register address of client device in the source address parameter, where the requested data are stored. Address shall be in the range specified by the Modbus protocol standard. For example, for the 1 function, the range of possible parameter values is from 20,001 to 29,999 in decimal format. Select the received data storage place from the drop-down list in the receiver parameter. If discrete block is selected, the values will be transmitted to the Modbus virtual module inputs, specified in the next parameter. If memory map is selected, data will be stored in the IED memory with the address, specified in the next parameter. Storage address is set in the range from 25,686 to 29,781 in decimal format. Depending on the selected receiver, the received data can be used in the IED in 2 ways. If discrete block is selected, the logic signals are used through the virtual modules of binary inputs. If memory map is selected, the received data in the form of numeric values are used through calculated values. Read values from Modbus client function is designed for using the Modbus values in calculated values. To know more about working with the formulas section, watch the video tutorial analog inputs and measured values. The 15 recording function has the similar parameters. If needed, use the logic shift in the range from -32 to +32, or multiply the recorded value. Then select the source, which value is recorded to the external device, number with UN16 data type, or value of a signal from the IED memory. You can find the value addresses in the Modbus data generated report. For this, select reports, Modbus data in the service menu. After that, in the generated report, find the needed data and corresponding register address in hexadecimal format. In this case, we need the 11th bit of 081A register. Use mask to transmit only 1 bit of information. For this, put the number in binary format from 1 in the 11th bit into decimal or hexadecimal format for recording in the mask parameter. Device register address, in which the data shall be recorded, is stated in the last column. After configuration editing, save it in the file menu, or by pressing the Save button on the toolbar. This ends up the video tutorial. We hope it proved itself useful to you. Thank you for attention.